All right, Marina, you literally just passed. How do you feel?
I feel really good. Oh my gosh. And also very relieved.
That's awesome. And you did it really, really quickly, right? I mean,
Mhm.
how long has it been? A couple weeks, couple days? What was it?
Yeah, actually, I think it's definitely been less than a month. So probably a few weeks.
Well, that's not so bad. And you're working full time, got a really complicated job, really, you're like full time and weird schedule, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool.
I'm working crazy hours, but I still managed to complete the 7-day accelerator and do a bunch of practice tests.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, cool. So, what's your little story? Like, everybody's got a little story. Did you study before? Did you just come in cold? Did you fail? Like, what's your little story?
All right, I'll give you my little story. So I tried taking the exam last year with the old test, and I did a boot camp. And I was really dedicated to the boot camp because my sister is the person for our firm who like pushes everyone to get their PMP and do the boot camp. And so I did the boot camp. I studied the PMBOK, and I failed. Wow, I feel like I'm a really great success story actually. Now that I explain it this way, but yeah, and I failed. I heard your podcast while I was doing a drive, and I contacted you. You answered. I got set up like the next day on your PM Master prep, and then I just started the 7-day accelerator. My plan was to complete that, and then after I completed that, I took my time with it, but I still completed it in 2 weeks. And I after I did that, I went through all of the agile videos twice, and then I started doing the practice test through process group, and then I made my way to doing like 3 of the 50 test exams questions, and then I did 1 200 exam. And so
And like about 4 weeks ago, you didn't know anything about Agile. Is that correct?
yeah, no, I didn't know anything at all. So yeah, I didn't know anything prior to your boot camp about Agile.
All right, cool. That's sweet. And you also, to make this story even more fun, had a technical issue this morning. Talk us through how that happened, what happened, etc.
So I'm always paranoid about these kind of things. So I actually did the testing last night where you like test all of your equipment, your mic, your video, everything. And then I signed on 30 minutes early, like literally was waiting till I could hit sign on. And for whatever reason, it took like 20 minutes to download, which usually takes a few seconds. Had issues with that. I had issues with taking the photos of your workspace. They wouldn't let me, my texts weren't coming in, and that's how you take photos. Had a bunch of issues, joined about 10 minutes after the test, and unfortunately they kicked me out and said you had to reschedule. So I mentally freaked out for just a couple minutes, and then I called them and I was like, please, what's your next available test? They told me 5 p.m. And then I stayed on the phone and I was like, please tell me someone's going to cancel. And I just stayed on the phone with the lady for 10 minutes, and then somebody canceled at 1 o'clock. So I took it at 1.
Yeah. So, I mean, you gotta give
Dramatic.
yourself a lot of credit for having that little tech glitch or hiccup or whatever, throwing you off, and you didn't melt down. You might have got close, but like you didn't melt down, and then you were able to like regain, take the exam same day, and you did great. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm relieved. I had to like do a little meditation in that 30 minutes before my next class, and I made tea, but I panicked for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
That's all right. Cool. So you have the unique perspective that's not totally unique to you, but you failed once before. It's cool, whatever. And then you passed. So what was the big difference? Like the way you looked at stuff, the way you understood things, what made the difference?
So I feel super cliche saying this, but like honestly, your accelerator made it logical. And I had a huge problem with the boot camps because they wanted you to memorize like memory maps and like the formulas. And if I see numbers, I panic, and it's just not my thing. And so like the EVM made easy, and you having like the videos of like the stick figures, like things like that and visual, that really, really helped. And just like actually breaking it down in a logical way, and how you described like your approach to answering the question. So like finding out where you are, and then how you read the question, and then just like breaking it down methodically, that like was the biggest difference I think for me. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I know you were in a lot of the coaching calls with me and some of the other coaches and stuff. Like, what role did that play in helping you get good at answering questions? What was that?
Um, I think it was really helpful for me because like you're kind of you're a little bit put on the spot, which is good because you were put on the spot on the like during the test. But also being able to interact with other people and understand like their breakdown and their thought process for answering questions was really helpful to me. And the fact that you guys like you motivate people to use their cameras. Like I noticed that I have taken other courses and stuff like that, but the fact that like your accelerator like you have the video of yourself, it's kind of like it's very personalized, and that's something that helps to keep me engaged and actually like listening and understanding and retaining the information. So I also had that with the one-on-one coaching classes, so that was great.
That's cool. Yeah, and I know that like nobody's journey is like straight up like, oh, I arrived today, I'm perfect tomorrow. Like there's bumps and stuff, and so I know I don't want to share too much, but like we had chatted about like, hey, I don't feel like I'm ready and stuff like that. Now, when I told you like, yo, like I think you're ready. I mean, did you believe me? Let's be honest.
I am like literally my own worst enemy with everything, and I recognize it and I own it. But I felt like I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to like see what happens. I made sure I had a good positive mindset this morning, even with that hiccup of being kicked out of the room and told to reschedule. But yeah, I think like the mindset was, being positive, and your motivational videos and everything were really cool. I also remembered like the people that you interviewed that did what we're doing right now. Those were really helpful to like make it more personalized and motivate me. So I like that.
Cool. And so you got a cool job. You don't have to tell where you work if you don't want to. But like, how's this going to help you, or why did you get the PMP in general?
Yeah, so I used to be in my past life. I currently support the IC intelligence community in DC, but I used to be a contracts and acquisition lead for submarine programs, and so I switched from that to my current role. But still having that PMP background and understanding with my own clients is really critical. And I knew the importance, and that's why I wanted to get the PMP in the first place. I just put it off, but I'm really happy that I decided to take another crack at it, even though the test changed and I was like really scared about that. But yeah, I think your program literally, I mean, that was how I passed. So I'm so grateful to it and you helping me.
That's awesome. I was trying to check what number you were. You're like 370 something. I don't know. We'll get you your official number.
Oh, cool.
But we're really, really proud of you. So there's people out there that are probably like you. They have great jobs. They want to do better. They're super busy, all these things. Maybe they failed before. It happens. And so for those people out there, what do you want to tell them? What should they do? How should they look at stuff? Like, how should they proceed if they want to end up smiling like you after some dark times that they've had as far as test work? What should they do?
Yeah, so I went into it this time like completely erasing everything I was trained and thought in my previous boot camps and all that stuff, and like failing the exam. I'm definitely one of those people that I'm like, if I want it, I'm going to get it. So I was like, okay, I found this program, and the biggest thing for me was the fact that you were saying it's made logical, and I knew that that's what I needed. Oh, hello, so
You want to say
cute.
congratulations to her?
He's like, no, I don't want to.
He says it like, well, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So cute. But yeah, what would I say to them? So I guess what I would say is honestly like just maintaining a positive, like looking at it from a positive point of view, and also like you're gonna have to set some time aside to dedicate to this. And honestly, I didn't set an incredible amount of time. This time around, I did less than what I did before. My last boot camp ate up, a solid week, and I prepared for a week, 35 hours of contracting classes before. So it was like, I mean, I can't even 80 hours plus or something. So over the last few weeks, I tried to dedicate at least 2 hours a day. I probably didn't hit that, and so when I didn't hit that, I carried over to the weekend. but just making sure you go through each video and you're actively listening was my best advice. I mean, because that's what I did. And then after you do all of that and you feel like you have the understanding, then do the practice tests. Like, don't start those too early, or they're going to be like a shot to your ego if you do bad. But I guess that's some of my advice. Staying positive.
I think it's good. I mean, to kind of follow the process, go through the videos. And you said something about active listening. Like, I think that's super duper important that you went through that and you kind of like said, hey, I'm going to take it in, instead of, a lot of people are like, I got to take, ridiculous notes and all these things, but just to take it in, that's great. So
what just a quick thing that I did, I don't know if it'll help other people, but take your phone and put it in a different room when you're doing the actual videos.
I don't do that right now.
Because I had to put that somewhere else. And then I didn't really take tons of notes, but if I felt like one of your screens was really important, I screenshotted it and I added it to a Word document. So I had like this ongoing throughout the 7-day simulator or accelerator program of like the important screenshots. So that way, like 2 days before, I just browse those.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good idea that you're making like your own little, like, these are the high points that I want to go study or remember, kind of like, that's really good. So that's awesome. Well, what are you gonna do to celebrate tonight? Anything?
Oh, okay. This is sad. I'm actually going straight to work. But after that, I'm going to have a celebration drink probably.
Okay, that's good. After work. All right. So we're
right.
So
not before.
Or not before. Yes. Legally, we have to see. And so we're good. All right, so Marina, I really, really think you did an amazing job. We were so happy to get that text like 7 minutes ago or whatever it was. And it was great having you in the program. This will not be the last time we're talking. So congrats again and good job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You helped me get my PMP. I'm really excited. Yay.
See you later. All right, bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye, Scott.